In this video, we are going to see basic rules of Inception, quick movie recap, the twist I made in the movie, and whether the totem is going to stop or not in the end. And at finally, the mistakes that the characters made within the movie, and some questions I have with Inception. Spoilers ahead. Rules of Inception. Inception is used to plant some idea into the mind. Totem. Everyone has to keep their own totem to find whether they are in dream or in reality. Kick. Kick is used to wake up someone from dreaming. Kick is the sensation of falling. Music. It is used to give someone a signal. In this movie, they used it to give alert when they have less time. Limbo. If a person dies in a dream while they are sedated, their mind will go into a limbo state. In a limbo state, a person starts to accept limbo as reality. Extraction. Stealing someone's idea using dreams. Which cop is master in this process? A person could project anything from their subconscious. Before seeing the twist I made, if you think you don't need a quick recap, just jump into this duration. While I watched this movie, I got the fact that every sentence and every shot in the Inception is needed for this movie. What actually happened in Inception? At first dream, Cobb and Mal get into a dream by using powerful sedation. After decades, Cobb couldn't live there because he knows it's not reality. Cobb searched for Mal's totem, and when he spins it, it's spinning continuously without stopping. And then he said that to Mal, but she wasn't convinced, and she said that they are in reality because this dream becomes her reality. So she doesn't want to die here. So only way Cobb had. So what he did was he planted the idea in Mal's mind by doing Inception, which the world wasn't real and they have to die to wake up in reality. This idea was strongly fixed in Mal's mind. After Cobb planted this idea into her, she realized they were in dream and accepted to die in limbo, and they died in train track. Finally, they entered into reality. But even after entering into reality, the idea which Cobb planted in Mal's mind that they are in a dream and need to die to wake up in reality, that idea didn't go from her mind. So she is still thinking that she needs to die in dream to get back to home. Also, she thought her children were their projections. But Cobb knows that they are actually in reality. Cobb tried to convince her so much, but she just couldn't accept it. On their wedding anniversary, she is standing in the opposite terrace and asked him to jump together. Cobb tried to talk to her, but she is saying that they talked enough. She died in reality. Because of that, Cobb is going to arrest. So his lawyer said that he needs to leave now, otherwise he could never. And Cobb left from America to France. The children are with their grandparents. Also, Cobb had a strong guilt because he thinks she died because he is the one who planted the idea into her mind. So he thinks he is the reason for Mal's death. Because of this, his subconscious projection Mal will disturb him whenever he is dreaming. He can't control it. Cobb came to France, but he really wants to go to America because obviously he wants to live with his children. And in France, Cobb starts to do extractions, which means he is working to steal ideas using dreams. One time while Cobb doing some extraction, a businessman offers to Cobb that if Cobb could do inception work for the businessman, he could make him to go to America where his children are living by clearing his cases. The businessman wants Cobb to plant the idea in Robert Fisher, who is the son of his business competitor. His dad is sick and going to die soon, and his son Fisher is going to take over the business. That's why the businessman Saito wants to plant an idea in Fisher's mind. The idea was his dad wants him to start everything by himself. If the plan gets successful, he won't continue his dad's business. That's what Saito wants to happen. And even though the job is tough, Cobb accepts the offer. To complete the work, he needs a best crew. So he adds some people to his plan. Totally, 6 members are in the Cobb's plan. Cobb, Arthur, Cobb's partner who manages and researches the missions. Ariadne, a architect who is recruited to construct the various dreamscapes which are described as mazes. Ames, his specialty is he could more accurately identify theft, and his ability is to impersonate others inside the dream. Saito, he is the Japanese businessman who wants Cobb to work for him. Yusuf is a great pharmacologist who gives the resources for the peoples like Cobb. So there were 6 members. Fisher, who is the son of Saito's competitor's businessman. Browning, who is the godfather of Fisher. Fisher calls him Uncle Peter. Browning has been with Fisher his whole life and spent more quality time with Fisher more than his own dad. They started the plan while Fisher had a long traveling time. To plant an idea deeper, they have to get into the dream within dream within dream. So totally 3 levels of dream. At first level in dream, after all entered into use of dream, they kidnapped Fisher in the dream. Because of Fisher's subconscious projections, there are private military for Fisher who is following for Fisher. By that incident, Saito got a bullet. But Saito could get into next level dream, but if he dies in first level dream, he will die in every other dreams, and because of the heavy sedation, he will go into limbo. Cobb and Arthur are asking Fisher about personal safe, which is in the Fisher's father's bookshelf, and saying that they need a combinations to open. Actually, there's nothing like that in the real world. They're just trying to plant an idea that there is some private safe in Fisher's dad bookshelf, but Fisher doesn't know anything like that. They made Fisher to know about the locker by Ames acting like Browning, Uncle Peter. Browning said to Fisher that they're torturing him for a few days to know combinations of the locker, and he's saying that there is something in locker that his father keeps it for Fisher in the safe. But Fisher says his father doesn't give him any combinations. Again, Cobb and Arthur are asking for combinations, and that finally they asked her to tell any digits instinctively, and Fisher said 528491. They successfully planted the idea that there is some private safe and also planted the combinations into Fisher's mind. Next plan is to enter into second dream. Yusuf stayed in first level dream to wake up everyone by giving them a kick by entering the van into the water. So other than Yusuf, Cobb, Arthur, Saito, Ariadne, Ames are going into the second level dream. After they entered into second level dream by Arthur, in this dream they are in a hotel. Cobb meets Fisher and introduces himself as Charles. Actually, Fisher have been trained for extraction to protect himself, but Fisher doesn't know anything about Inception. While Charles introduced himself as head of security in his dream, and he is the projection of Fisher's subconscious mind to protect himself from Taylor. And Cobb said to Fisher that he is dreaming now, and to test this to confirm his dreaming, he asked Fisher to remember how he arrived at this hotel. And Fisher realized this is actually a dream. Cobb asked Fisher to remember what happened before he got into this dream. Fisher remembered and said someone kidnapped Uncle Peter and they are trying to get the combinations of private safe. Fisher remembered the first three digits 5 to 8. Cobb said the combination may resemble the room number. After they entered into the 528th room, Cobb took a device in that room, and Cobb said the kidnappers are trying to enter a dream within dreams. And while he's saying this, again Ames acting like Uncle Peter. Fisher asked Uncle Peter whether he's the one who's trying to open the private safe to get the bill. And Uncle Browning said that Fisher's father Morrow is everything for him, and his father Morrow wants his son Fisher to build a business for himself, not what his dad already built. That's why his father told that Fisher is not worthy to take the accomplishment that his dad won. And Uncle Peter said that Fisher could build a better company than his father ever made. But Cobb tells Fisher there is something we are about to know with Uncle Peter, and to know about that they have to get into Uncle Peter's subconscious by entering his dream, so they could find what Browning keeps as secret. To find what's actually true, Fisher said okay. But actually he's not his Uncle Peter, actually he's Ames who is acting out like Uncle Peter. After they give sedation to Fisher, actually they are going into Fisher's dream, not his Uncle Peter's dream. Arthur needs to stay in the second level dream. To wake up from every dream, they need someone to give a kick. In second level dream, Arthur is going to take all of them to lift and going to blast the lift to wake up everyone from third level dream to second level dream. So other than Arthur, Cobb, Ariadne, Ames, Saito are going into Fisher's dream. They finally entered into the third level dream. In this dream, there will be a hospital by projection, but the struggle is there is a private military by his subconscious projections. After attacking his projected armies, when finally Fisher is going to meet his father in the hospital, Cobb wife came by his subconscious projection. He can't control it because of his guiltiness. After she entered, even though she is not real, just a projection, Cobb takes some time to kill her. Cobb shooted Mal, but before that, Mal shooted Fisher. So Fisher died in third level dream and entered into limbo. But Ariadne gave an idea to follow Fisher into the limbo. If they gave him a kick, he would wake up in third level dream, so they could make Fisher to meet his father in hospital, and they are getting into the dream of Fisher who's in limbo. And Cobb thinks Maul would have been kidnapped Fisher in a limbo because she wants Cobb to come there. That's why she shooted Fisher few minutes before. After Cobb entered into limbo, Cobb meted Maul. Maul wants Cobb to stay there because she thinks it's reality, but everything is just a projection of Cobb. His subconscious mind is doing everything. Maul asking the children to come, but Cobb said not to do that because he knows that everything is just dreams and projections, not real. Finally, Cobb revealed that he is feeling guilty. That guilt is not going anywhere. Whatever he does, that guilt stays. Finally, he revealed that he is the one who planted the idea into her mind. But he did that for good reasons. It turns out like even though they returned to reality, she thought they were still in dream and thought they need to die to wake up in reality. But even he said everything, she still wants him to stay there. While this happens here, Taito was dead in the first level dream, so he entered into limbo. And also the time is going to over because Yusuf, who is in the first level dream, he starts to get the van into the water. So he gave a signal to Arthur by music, and Arthur gave a signal to everyone by music. In limbo, Cobb and Ariadne found the place where Fisher kidnapped by Maul. Ariadne and Fisher died in limbo, so they entered into third level dream. So Fisher could meet his father in third level dream. But Cobb stays in limbo to find Saito because he knows Saito will be dead by now. Fisher woke up in third level dream and met his father in there. His father said that he was disappointed, and Fisher said he knows that his father was disappointed because he's not like his father. But his father said that he's not disappointed not because Fisher couldn't be like his father, but disappointed because Fisher was trying to be like his father. And Fisher realized that his father wants him to be his own. And also his father showed him the private safe and Fisher opens it. There was something which he played with dad when he was young. After he saw it, he got emotional because he thought his dad didn't like him. And he watched his dad death nearby and Fisher holds his hand. The plan was successfully completed. Ames watched everything from behind and blasted the hospital to wake up in second level dream. In the second level dream, everyone died in lift, so everyone could wake up in first level dream. But Cobb and Saito were stuck at limbo. And when Cobb were in land, Saito's security two people were taken him to Saito. Saito spins totem. Cobb was extremely shocked when he knows that Saito remembers everything still now. Saito asked Cobb whether he came to kill him. This is one of my favorite scenes in the movie. After Saito and Cobb killed themselves in a dream, they entered into the reality. Now they are in the flight. Their plan was successfully completed. Saito cleared the cases that Cobb had and he landed in Los Angeles and he's going to meet his children. And Saito realized everything when he lived his life's many years in limbo. And when Cobb arrived to his home, he did spin the totem and while waiting it to stop, he saw their children and starts to talk to them happily. The totem is spinning. Before showing whether the totem is going to stop or not, the movie ends by it. Now let's see the changes I made and the twists I made within the movie. Also, there's a clear explanation about whether the totem is going to stop or not. I didn't see much fan theories while making this. I made this twist without damaging the rules of Inception. At very first, when Cobb and Mal dreamed, Cobb realized they were in limbo and Cobb tried to explain to her, but she didn't just accept it. So after he planted the idea by doing Inception to her, they died in train track. But after they wake up, actually they wake up in the first dream, not in reality. Because the mistake what they actually made was, they didn't tune the sedation before they dreamed. They used powerful sedation without tune them. That's what made them to not wake up in reality. When Cobb realized they were in limbo, and after doing Inception to Mal, and after they died in train track, actually they woke up in first dream, didn't wake up in reality. Also, Mal doesn't know anything about this, but she said they have to die here to wake up in reality because the idea that Cobb planted, that's what made Mal to couldn't accept this as a reality. So at their wedding anniversary, she wants to die here. She tried to convince Cobb to come with her, but he thought this was actual reality. He tried to not make her to die, but she died. Now itself we don't reveal the twist, but at the end of the movie, when he spins the totem and while he spins it, he seen his children and started to talk to them happily. And when the camera moves to the totem, that's a black cut and we reveal that Mal is waiting with their children for Cobb's wake up. She could enter into Cobb's mind and can explain everything to him, but she didn't try to enter into Cobb's dream again in reality because she knows Cobb won't accept it. But the main reason she didn't try it because she don't want to mess with their children's life again because she already confused and lived many years in limbo by thinking it's the reality. There's another twist about Cobb. When Cobb spins the totem at the end and because he met his children and he starts to talk with them, but after he came there, he seen that the totem stopped spinning. So he stays there with his children happily. But why did the totem stop? There's a twist. Cobb actually said in the movie that Mal's the one who found the idea about totem, but she realized later about totem that it's not working out because if our subconscious strongly believes it's the reality or it's the dream, even it can make the difference in the totem because we can't control our subconscious in the dream, but the mind does what it believes. When we consciously believe something deep enough, so with that's how our mind projects the totem's result. Whenever the people spins the totem when they are in dream, it shows the result what they believe in, what they expected and needed the result to be. And when other characters check with their own totem, it shows the result how Cobb wants it to be. Because everything is just happening in his dream only. Few examples for how totem works in this twist. When Cobb and Mal stuck at limbo, Cobb finds they are in limbo. To check that he finds Mal's totem and when he spins it, it didn't stop. Because he knows that's not reality, but after he tried to convince her, she spins it. It stopped. Because that's what she believes in, expects to happen. After only that, Cobb planted the idea into her mind. At the beginning when Cobb engineer gave Cobb the extraction work, after they finished the work, while Cobb spins the totem, it stopped because he wants it. Same at the end, it stopped but we don't show to viewers whether it stopped or not. But in the story after he spins it and after he talked to his children, he came into house and sees the totem is stopped. because that's what he believes in. Now, the saddest part with this twist. Cobb thought everything was reality while he's dreaming. Cobb tries throughout the whole process to meet his children. Whatever he did, true reality is not what he thinks. He struggles from the beginning to till the end to live in reality with his children, but he never did that. Also, his guiltiness went from him, which is the good thing for him within the dream. And about Saito, he spent many years in limbo because he needs his company to be first. Even though all the characters there are cops projections, but when they live through the moment, they thought actually it's reality and waited to complete the plan successfully. In the children's perspective, they want to live with his mom and his dad. In dream, they're gonna live without their mom. But in reality, they're gonna live without their dad. The few dialogues that are already movie which helpful to the twist and the climax I made. When Cobb met his father to ask about the architecture, his dad asked him to make the places he needs by his own, but he said that Mal won't let to do because Mal will interfere. His father said to Cobb that come to reality. He said that because Cobb disturbed by everything happened with Mal in the past. That's why his father said, but the dialogue helped for this twist I made because he is actually dreaming now. And when Cobb met Yusuf for the sedation with Saito and Ames, while Yusuf shown there are 12 people dreaming, and Yusuf said they come here every day, Saito asked why they are doing this to themselves. Cobb said after sometimes it became the only way they can dream. And then Yusuf asked Cobb, do you still dream, Cobb? And when Ames asked him, they come here every day to sleep, the old man said, no, they come every day to woken up because their dream become their reality. This dialogue is also helpful for this new twist because Cobb's actually in dream now. Questions I have with Inception. What Cobb actually want was he wants to go home to live with his children. That's why he's accepted the risky plan with Saito. But why Cobb has to go to the country where his children are living? Why children can't go to the country where Cobb lives? So he doesn't need the risky plan because there's a huge chance that anything may go wrong. Even Saito lived many years in limbo. Comparatively, it's the best choice to make children to travel where Cobb is living. At first, Cobb planted the idea in Maul's mind by doing Inception, which the world wasn't real. So even after they died in limbo, the idea didn't go from her mind. So she thought she needed to die in dream to wake up in reality. But why Cobb didn't try once again to plant an idea in her mind that the world was actual reality? She can't be dead if Cobb chose to do Inception again to change Maul's idea. My biggest question is, while executing the plan to plant an idea into Fisher's mind that his dad wants him to stand by his own, while executing the plan, why others' mind didn't disturb in dream? Why only Cobb guiltiness is disturbing while they get into dream within dream? Because others' mind can also have guiltiness, fears, angers about their pasts. So why others' mind doesn't create any disturbance while they get into dreams? If the businessman Saito killed Robert Fisher, he doesn't need any risky plan because the plan could make everything even worse. If they could create and control architects and physics in dreams, why they can't create persons with projections? If so, they could project a doctor to cure Saito when Saito got a bullet in the first dream, because they know that there's a chance that Saito may enter into limbo. And in first dream, why Yusuf didn't project persons to defend all of them from the killers who were projected by Fisher's subconscious. Not only this dream, also in second dream with Arthur, when the person tries to attack Arthur, when he tries to take everyone to the lift, but why didn't create persons if that could be helpful for them to execute this plan perfectly? Also, if they are creating more persons in their dreams to protect Fisher from shooting by anyone, he would never get into limbo by Maul. After all, every place is created and projected by Ariadne. There's definitely a big chance Fisher know about Saito even in dreams because he is the competitor to his business. But why didn't he reacted when Saito seen Fisher? Why Cobb use Small's totem? Where's Cobb's totem? These are my questions. Comment down below if you know the answers. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe and leave a like. Suggest movies if you want me to make change any twist like this.